Denver International Airport holds some of the most bizarre conspiracies you've ever heard. From underground tunnels and secret societies to the infamous blucifer, known for its hot red eyes and cold blue skin. This web of mysteries gets thicker as you crawl toward the center. One of the concerning stories begins with the creator of the popular sculpture, Blucifer. In 1992, the Blue Mustang was commissioned to Luis Jimenez for $300,000, but was not erected at Denver Airport until 2008. You see, Jimenez suffered medical setbacks due to health issues. To make matters worse, one day he had a heart attack, and much sooner, he would require surgeries on his hands. Throughout this period, Denver airport officials had been waiting to display the Mustang, and quite frankly, they had run out of patience. After many missed deadlines, the city sued Jimenez for the $165,000 it had paid him up front. He countersued. The agreement reached was for Jimenez to complete the sculpture. However, on the 13th of June 2006, while Jimenez was working on the statue, one of the large sections of the Mustang hoisted above him fell, pinning him down like a small rabbit caught in a giant owl's grasp. He bled to death on the spot. Now, some reports say it was the torso, and others say it was the hindquarters. Would you call this a coincidence? One of the sculptures in his studio depicts the scene flawlessly. Nonetheless, the sculpture was unveiled in Denver 2 years later, after his death. Being the creator of the sculpture, news of Jimenez's death spread, causing rumors and brand new conspiracies. But upon further scrutiny, are these even conspiracies? Or could they be real? Here's a quick tour. As you approach Denver's mysterious airport, you might feel a little uneasy. The modern building rises up from the flat Colorado plains, like a futuristic castle. Its sharp angles and tall points reach up towards the sky, giving it a somewhat strange and interesting appearance. That looks oddly familiar. When you enter the terminal, you'll notice a modern and sleek design. The air is thick with the hum of fluorescent lights. A big mural called New World Order dominates the wall with strange symbols and imagery that spark whispers of secret societies and government plots. Look up, and you'll see creepy stone gargoyles perched on top of the pillars. Their eyes seem to glow intensely, as if warning travelers of the unknown forces that might be lurking in the airport's corridors. While many of Denver Airport's secrets are hidden from view, others are openly displayed. This is Leo Tanguma, the artist responsible for the creation of two controversial murals. Children of the World, Dream of Peace, depicts contrasting scenes. One section shows a soldier wielding weapons amidst scenes of war and death, while the other section portrays children from around the world laying down their weapons and coming together in peace. His second mural, Peace and Harmony with Nature, shows children mourning environmental destruction and extinction in one section, while the other portrays children working together to restore and celebrate nature. Tanguma himself has said these murals express a desire for global peace and harmony with nature. However, some viewers have focused on the themes of war, death, and destruction, interpreting the artworks as containing hidden messages about the apocalypse and a future tyrannical government. Much later, a photographic series documenting Denver's airport construction by Alex Sweetman's Art Chronicles raised a few brows. You see, while many of his photos capture beautiful scenes, one photo of a field of dead sunflowers caused unease. Is it a coded message about something sinister, or simply a reflection of the changing seasons? But here's the giant question. Why are these works in an airport? If you ever visited Denver Airport, you could miss the two small gargoyles perched in the east and west baggage claim areas. Compared to the huge blue horse and the giant murals, these lovely sculptures don't quite stand out. But these stone creatures have been a common feature in religious architecture for centuries, including the famous Cathedral of Notre Dame in Paris. However, some visitors have misinterpreted these particular gargoyles as symbols of evil rather than benevolent guardians, the airport claims. Shortly after people's complaints, talking gargoyles were installed. Yeah, not weird at all.
That's a little too close for comfort, lady.
Oh, damn.
What, you never seen a talking gargoyle before? Welcome to Illuminati headquarters. I mean, Denver International Airport.
Some viewers found the statue as a good addition, and others, not so much. The most clever trick Lucifer ever played on human beings is to convince them he doesn't exist. Another user said, "Hide in plain sight so that they never question it." Genius. The crazy part about this is, it could be a real gargoyle, and people couldn't tell the difference.
This is awesome.
Hello? Do I know you?
Are you hungry?
Oh, I'm starving. You got anything for me? Those flowers look delicious.
Oh, my God. Oh, it's because of the conspiracy.
Oh, it's because of the conspiracy. Look at me. I'm a little know-it-all. Will you get back over here? I got a question about this conspiracy. Did you have to buy an extra seat for your hat, sir? Sir, are you stealing a desk? Sir, you have resting, confused face. Do you have a favorite animal or pet?
A caterpillar?
A caterpillar? Wouldn't you rather have a gargoyle?
No!
Yes! You know, you can actually put the phone down and have a conversation with me. But no, I'm a millennial. I've got to post it. I've got to snap face it and Twitter book it.
You might think some of these are bogus or wild claims at best, but there are some theories that are sure to leave you scrambling. In 1995, Denver's primary airport, Stapleton, was replaced by DIA. At this time, conspiracies surrounding the airport argued that Stapleton was perfectly fine and didn't need replacement, although there is one undeniable fact. Stapleton's runway layout was flawed. The parallel runways were positioned too close together, compromising safety during bad weather conditions, which occurred approximately 150 days a year. This problem led to a huge reduction in hourly arrivals, from 80 to 36. In contrast, Denver's runway design avoids this issue, but it does have a distinct feature above ground. Can you see it? While this might be dismissed as poor planning, it takes on a more serious tone when combined with other unusual aspects of the airport. Now you finally arrive at baggage claim, home to massive murals by Leo Tanguma, Children of the World Dream of Peace, and In Peace and Harmony with Nature. These might sound like uplifting themes, but the artwork itself tells a different story, one of death, destruction, and despair. Soldiers with death masks wield guns as children cower in fear, and the world lies in ruins. Some people also believe these artworks depict doomsday scenarios. The DIA is a hub for biological warfare. One viewer said, but Tanguma himself has revealed that his murals are meant to be hopeful, describing a world where children dream of peace and harmony. Well, that's one way to put it. The narrative might end on a high note, but it's hard to shake off the feeling of unease that flows throughout these works. The most ambitious theory yet might be that Denver International Airport is the headquarters for an underground government, with rumors of hidden tunnels below the airport. Which begs the question, where do these mysterious tunnels lead? Are they secretly connected to an underground bunker, hidden from prying eyes? Have you clicked the subscribe button for more mystery documentaries? You see, many conspiracy theorists believe that DIA is more than just an airport, with some calling it the nerve center for a sinister force, like the New World Order, or even the American government itself. You might think that's far-fetched. Well, there are buried buildings beneath the airport. Now that's a pretty strange coincidence. Are they hiding something? Flash backwards to 2007, a whistleblowing construction worker alleged that some project was delayed because at least 5 multi-story buildings were completed and then mysteriously buried underneath the airport. A few days later, he and some co-workers also testified to the existence of a complex network of underground tunnels. But on the 16th of February that year, something strange happened. Reports say the windshields of 13 planes cracked while at Denver Airport, a staggering number that left experts baffled, and not a single explanation in sight. The weather was ruled out, and birds weren't the culprits either. What do you think was behind this incident? Was this evidence of a nearby testing facility, or something else? The truth remains behind a fog of mystery. Another step into the fog, and you arrive at Denver Airport's tunnel system. You see, Denver had 2 standard connecting concourses, but they wanted something different, an automated baggage system. This project raised more questions than answers, costing more than $560 million. The system was supposed to streamline baggage handling, but it failed miserably during testing and never recovered. What's even more baffling is that it was abandoned by most concourses by 2005, despite its hefty price tag. So, what was the real motive behind this failed project? Was it just a clever cover for something more devious, like the construction of secret tunnels? Flash forwards to the present, and some disputes have surfaced challenging every major theory. You see, early on, one of the most intriguing theories about Denver Airport was that its runways resembled a swastika, and at first glance there seems to be a likeness to the notorious symbol. But as we dig deeper, the real reason behind this design becomes straightforward. The design of the runways is actually a clever way to maximize efficiency and minimize disruptions during bad weather or strong winds. Spreading out the runways this way, with multiple sections, would allow for simultaneous use, reducing the need for shutdowns and smoother traffic flow. Now take a closer look at the runway. This time, what do you see? Our brains are wired to seek patterns, and the airport's design creates a sense of recognition, but upon closer inspection, the swastika loses its shape. Remember that the elements traced in the graphic were chosen to best define the expected pattern, not because of their importance. Even then, many elements must be ignored to maintain the illusion of a swastika. So, is this really a sinister plot, or just a smart design solution? Another bogus claim was about the New World Order. The dedication capstone at Denver Airport features a Masonic crest and mentions the New World Airport Commission, which has sent conspiracy theorists into a frenzy. According to them, the New World Airport Commission is just a cover for the big bad, the Freemasons, century-old secret society pulling the strings with major ties to the New World Order, a group of global elites who wield power over international affairs. But as it turns out, the New World Airport Commission is actually a real thing, and there are countless articles and documents to prove it. 36 years ago, the commission was formed by Charles Ansbacher, chair of the state's Council on the Arts and Humanities, to organize the airport's opening festivities. It was temporary and disbanded soon after the airport opened. The name New World comes from Dvorak's symphony, also known as the New World Symphony. A short glance away from the capstone, and you'll be face to face with these strange inscriptions on the ground. Like with most things, the majority of the public has shown divided interest in these ominous markings. Some think they're in a secret Kabbalistic language, and others don't mind the artistic works, but they're actually in a peculiar language called Navajo. Recently, most of these inscriptions have been translated, with some of them reading White Mountain, Tall River, and a sacred mountain for the Navajo people. Some other inscriptions like Ao and Ag have also caused serious stir. Now, some of you might think this is a nod to Colorado's rich mining history, and you'd be right. But on the opposite side, some folks think it's a secret code for a deadly pathogen called the Australian antigen, except antigens trigger immune responses. The irony here is the antigen is actually used to diagnose and treat hepatitis B, and not to wipe humanity from existence, which leads to the next major theory, Blucifer, the demon horse. After all, this horse did kill its creator, right? One of the major reasons why people believe the blue horse is evil, frankly, is due to its appearance. And if you disagree, well, imagine seeing this in your dreams. However, Blucifer's red eyes aren't as demonic as you might think. In fact, the red eyes that seem so ominous were actually a tribute to Jimenez's father, who taught him the value of creativity. Earlier in his life, his father owned a neon sign shop where he learned to weld and paint. Admittedly, everyone had their suspicions about Luis Jimenez's death when a piece of the 3,000-pound horse broke loose and severed an artery in his leg, but this could be waved off as nothing more than a freak accident. His wife would later recount a story of Jimenez investigating a noise late at night and being frightened by a pair of glowing red eyes in his living room. After his initial shock, he realized that they were those of his horse Blackjack, who had somehow gotten into the house. Jimenez said that sometimes things can seem frightening simply because they are unfamiliar or unexpected. Blackjack was also the model Jimenez used for the work, and the blue color was chosen because his horse had a mix of black and white hairs, giving it a particular bluish tint. Just as large as the 32-foot massive horse are the controversial murals by Tanguma. Leo Tanguma's 3-paneled mural, Children of the World, Dream of Peace, has been on the tip of many lips. The first panel, in particular, has raised a fury of eyebrows with its haunting imagery, which some claim foretells a dystopian future under the grip of a new world order. But, as with most things, context is key. The first panel shows the devastating effects of war, with grieving parents, ruined buildings, and children seeking refuge in the rubble. A faceless soldier is shown piercing a dove with their sword, symbolizing the destruction of peace. This panel has understandably garnered the most attention, and you can see why. The second panel displays the catastrophic consequences of climate change, with dead animals and humans lying in coffins. Children from diverse backgrounds gaze on in shock and disbelief as a forest burns in the background. But the final panel offers a glimmer of hope, showcasing people from all walks of life embracing each other and rejoicing. Weapons of war are repurposed as tools for peace, and children lead the charge. A broken statue of the faceless soldier lies discarded, symbolizing humanity's triumph over aggression. However, when viewed as a whole, the mural tells a story of humanity's journey from darkness to light. While some of Tanguma's work may be unsettling, the overall theme is one of hope and resilience. But if you ever visit Denver's airport and can't find some of the giant murals, well, that's because they've been kept since renovation started in 2018. Nevertheless, its legacy lives on, sparking conversations outside and inside the airport. In June 2010, another sculpture caused serious outrage online. This was a 22-foot Anubis statue, erected as part of an ad campaign for the Denver Art Museum. Despite being privately funded and removed after the exhibit ended, talks about the sculpture still persist in the darker corners of the internet. When you think of baggage claim in Denver, you think of murals and talking gargoyles. Although the airport has released several claims that gargoyles, perched on the east and west columns in suitcases, are meant to protect travelers' luggage, their demonic faces have led some to believe they're part of the airport's sinister agenda. Remember that oddly strange design? You might have noticed Denver Airport's roof bearing striking resemblance to the Ku Klux Klan hood, but the airport has also released official statements saying the designs are inspired by Rocky Mountains and the region's natural landscape. Now that's a pretty wild coincidence. Burial grounds. This was another of such claims. Not so long ago, the airport's construction faced so many setbacks, fueling early conspiracies. One allegation was that the site was built on an ancient Native American burial ground, causing the design and construction issues, as well as a metalworkers' strike. However, no Native American tribe or organization had made such claims. In fact, historical evidence proves the site was a hunting ground and not a burial ground. Equally, no evidence has been available to back up the group of construction workers that claimed some underground bunkers were secretly being built. The airport quickly released that these tunnels only stretch out to the airport's perimeter, covering a distance of less than 2 miles. Nonetheless, most people weren't satisfied. A few people saw some of these revelations as fictitious, but the majority of the public was still concerned. In reality, the tunnels beneath the airport are primarily for maintenance and baggage routing. You see, a couple of months over the deadline of the auto baggage system, the DIA board agreed to abandon the project as the overhead costs were already in the red, and maintenance of such a system would be ridiculous. While there may be some truth to the existence of underground facilities, there is no evidence to support the claim of massive buildings designed to sustain an elite colony through an apocalypse. But the sheer lack of evidence never stopped any group of extremists. A new branch later claimed the underground facilities were designed to detain those who challenged their authority. Another theorist proposed that. It's a deep underground military base connected to the NORAD facility at Cheyenne Mountain via a tunnel. Take another blink, and these ideas raise significant logistical concerns, as the tunnel would need to be approximately 90 miles long, a feat that would surpass even the most impressive engineering achievements. While water tunnels can stretch quite the distance, a tunnel of this magnitude for military or transportation purposes is highly improbable. You do have to wonder, for all the conspiracy theories that have been floating around, from talking gargoyles to demon horses and underground bunkers, none seem to address why the all-wise and all-powerful Illuminati are so keen for everyone to know what they're hiding under Denver Airport. I mean, why go through the effort of placing so many blatant clues in broad daylight? Imagine hanging a big flashing sign with the words "Secret Base" lit up in Mustang red. Here's what Heath Montgomery, a spokesperson of Denver International Airport, told the Denver Post during 2016's October Conspiracy Month.
"No matter what you do, you lose. You show people the tunnels and explain the symbols, you lose. You clam up and deny it, you lose. So that's why we've started to have fun with it, because people are going to believe what they believe, regardless of hard evidence."
However, if some mastermind was planning to wipe out humanity or make you click this video, hiding it in plain sight would be genius.